Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. That is good. That is good.
Hello, welcome to our Warrior. This will be game 5 of 5 of the Bugeater GT. And real quickly, I just wanted to stop and put a shout out to Games Workshop. One of the local store owners, Norm from the Game Shop in Bellevue, a store I used to go to a lot, like 5 years ago when I used to live down there. He had a meeting with Games Workshop. He actually flew out to it, and they expressed some interest in some feedback of what they can do to build up their customers. And one of the things he said was start sponsoring some of these big events where they're basically playing Games Workshop models. And Games Workshop started, I guess they're dabbling their foot back into sponsoring and putting up some stuff at some of these GTs, and they actually provided about $2,000 worth of door prizes, which is absolutely awesome. They were giving away on several prize events, they're like an entire battalion box. It's pretty awesome. I didn't win anything, unfortunately, but some people did, and I think that's great. And also I want to tip my hat to Tim Royers, who put together the entire GT. I think it's awesome that we have one in Omaha, and he did a lot of work, and everybody involved with that Outlanders gaming group and everything, they did great. So I just wanted to tell them thank you very much, because I really enjoy this entire event and the tournament. And so let's get into the next round. I looking to at least win this game to be able to say I beat my Adepticon record. You also want to finish on a win. The opponent I'm playing, he had 3 draws. He's got 30 battle points. The opponent that I was supposed to play bailed out. He had to go. So I matched up with Chance here with his Ogres, and it's his first time at a GT, at a big event like this. He's from Southern Iowa. The last 2 opponents I played, one from Denver and one from Minneapolis. So seeing people from all over the country is really neat. And he's from I think southeastern Iowa. Came up for the event, and he had 3 draws. And I was talking to him. I told him that that's great. You got 3 draws at your first event ever, and he's pretty new to the hobby, and he's playing a good list and a decent, very killy army, and that is Ogres. So this is actually a picture after deployment, and I win first turn. So my idea at this point of the battle, or for this battle, is similar to many of my other games, but without the crazed desperation. So I'm hoarded up, or bust up with my big guns, knowing they're going to get pounded on. I've got my trolls to the left and right of my black orcs, and I got my savages over to the side, doing what I intended them to do in the first place, was kind of be a throw-off combat unit, planning to try to get through those trappers and get to those cannons. And the chariots I've got over there to try to clear those trappers out a little quicker. I know my savages will have a hard time killing iron blasters, but I think I can, with the combat resolution of starting with a 4, maybe get some. I do have a big boss in there with a great weapon, so I can kill those things. So that's my idea. I just move everyone up really quickly, move my trolls up full speed, and move my orcs up and my black orcs. So I know Mournfang versus my black orcs, he's going to pound me. He's going to do a lot of damage. He's got the banner in there that makes me strike last, so I don't care because I'm going to use great weapons. I think my general, he's always strikes first, so that would make him on his initiative, but he gets a reroll first round of combat for hatred, so I'll be okay there. And then he's got a big unit of lead belchers on the far left, and I'm planning my, either I'm threatening that I'll go after them. I'm giving up my trolls in the middle, but there's nothing behind them for him if he charges them with that Gutstar, and that you kill them. And either way he reforms, I should be able to get him in a flank. So that's my idea. So that's why I'm so aggressive. We're basically all combat, and he's all combat, barring a couple units on the right. And that's what it looks like. Yeah, I can't remember if I won first turn, so that's what it looks like. That I don't have anybody dead. So on his turn, you know, he's willing to commit. I mean, I'm going to be into him pretty quickly anyway. On the left-hand side, well, actually, before I get into that, I do cast a spell, and I irresistibly force it. I have the Flock of Doom or whatever, or not Flock of Doom, whatever, the Vindictive Glare. I'm trying to clear off a unit of that chaff on the right, and I miscast to put a wound on myself and the Chariot, and I roll 3d6 strength 3 hits, and I think I roll a 4, and I end up just killing 2 of the Nobblers. So whatever, put a wound on myself and the Chariot and killed 2 Nobblers. So on his turn, he backs his lead belchers up just a little bit. He's planning to keep shooting. He's planning to shooting at those biggins. You know, strength 4 shooting isn't the worst in the world, but he can throw a lot of shots on those guys. Probably averages 28 shots a turn. You know, hitting with 14, killing 7. I think that's the math on that. But he does charge the trolls with the Gutstar. Charges my Black Orcs with his Mournfang. So that's going to be brutal as far as the damage is going to do to me, but I think the Mournfang are going to be in for a little bit of a shock at how much damage Black Orcs can do when they're fighting something they're supposed to be fighting, especially with Gorbad or Grimgore Ironhide in the front of that unit. So then fortune favors me here. Okay, he misfires with his first Iron Blaster and it spins around. And I kind of talked to him. I said, well, that's kind of silly. What's the point of that? It doesn't even take a wound. Well, then he rolls a misfire on the other one. And not only does he roll a misfire, he rolls a result of a 1, which explodes that thing. And he rolls like really high on the range. And it actually evaporates one of the Noblar units and blows up the other cannon. Does like 6 wounds to it. And so bad luck for my opponent. Really bad luck. I wasn't worried about him shooting too much of my stuff. I don't have much that's in danger. I mean, a couple chariots. I was more worried about in later rounds those things actually charging into combat and adding in the impact hits. So here he kills those trolls pretty easily. Now, actually, there's one thing I want to talk about this tournament right here. I've seen it with the Gutstars, or at least in battle reports, where all the characters are basically in the back row. There's like a champion and BSB, or banner and musician. So the characters in the back row, and they can choose to make way if they wish, or they just throw their 3 supporting attacks. But I was seeing like when the Warrior Chaos player I played, he did kind of the same thing. He had the full command, his and then he had another character and then a BSB. So it's like that's starting to be more common where you've got the 3 and then you only need to fill up 2 and then you can put your wizards and stuff in the second row. I don't care. I just kind of thought it was more prevalent with these type of monstrous infantry, because I guess it gives you a champion. I mean, a champion can only do so many wounds to, which is that's what's annoying about that. But if there's all characters, but with the musician and the standard, you can still throw all your attacks on troops. So I mean, the give and take protects the characters, like a Chrono Command or something, or casters, I suppose. But the con is that you're gonna take damage to your unit. So either way, I don't care. I just thought I saw that a lot more than normal. So he overruns and he rolls really high. He rolls a 10. So I'm out of his charge arc with my biggins, unfortunately. But my Black Orcs, they get wailed on. They take a ton of damage. I think he killed 15 Black Orcs, but I'm able to kill that first one on my with my initiative order of my general. So that was one whole base that wasn't able to attack. And then even with just 3, he kills 15 Black Orcs. And then I'm able to drop another base and maybe put a wound or 2 on there. So looking good there. I lose combat, but I'm steadfast. Leadership 9 rerollable, so I hold. And so that's what I'm looking at. Now those lead belchers are really far away, so I'm not planning really to go after them. I need to get rid of this Gutstar, and I have it pinned there in between me. So there's nowhere he can really, if he reforms to the left or right, he's only going to be 3 ranks deep. I mean, he's still Ogres, and it's a lot of attacks, and he's got, I think, 4 characters in there. So what I do on the right here just shows his little trapper unit. So on my turn, I'm going to declare a charge against that with both chariots. One's in the front arc and one is on the flank. So the one on the flank, I can, if I kill that unit, which I should overrun and probably get into the Mournfang. So that's kind of a nice little charge. And there's my charges. Now those guys had little sneaky traps, and he dropped one down on, and I failed my lookout, or my dangerous terrain, but I only rolled 2 wounds. So it survived with 1 wound left, and it survived to stand and shoot. So I forgot about those little tricksy traps or whatever the hell they have. So there's my wolf charge. My trolls, my other trolls are actually facing to the left behind. I'm trying to pin that unit into wherever it goes. I'll be able to get some charges on it. I actually probably got my big guns too far to the angled back towards my back line, but you know, I'm trying to just keep him from marching out of my charge arc, so I kind of had to do it that way. I got my trolls there set to come after him that way. And then the Mournfang battle. Also, the other thing I got to worry about is that he's got his lead belchers, and that's not an unmakeable charge. So you know, you might be able to pin that unit with a charge if he goes off to the left. So you know, these Iron Guts, that Gutstar with all those characters, you know, they're nothing to sneeze at. They are you know, killing machines. So I'm formed like that. Basically, I had to change my ranks a little bit in order to keep center to center, and also I want to make sure I was out of his charge arc. Measured it pretty carefully. Didn't want him charging in front of me. I wanted to charge him. So my chariot does overrun. I do that combat first. I'm able to get in there with a flank and some impact hits. You know, strength 5 against toughness 4. And so his, I think Mournfang saves are at a 3-up. So or 2-up and they become a 4-up, I don't remember, but he doesn't get his 6-up parry for his fist, and I'm throwing my Black Orc. My boss is able to get into another one and do some damage, so I break those guys, and actually I kill them to a man, so I don't even have to worry about pursuing, and I reform my Black Orcs like that. So I think I've got these guys. The only thing I'm concerned about is that he's going to face the Black Orcs, and his lead belchers will make that charge to hold up my big guns, and you know, I'll be steadfast on a 9 rerollable at this point, so I'll even, you know, I'm sure I'll lose, but so it's looking pretty good. And what I did here is I aggressively thought about him going forward or reforming right there. I did not take into account the movement 6 of these guys, because you know, he's pretty sneaky here, and he kind of pulls a fast one on me pretty much, and he's able to reform these ogres to face back towards his line, and he passed his march move. So you know, passing his march move, that's a picture of it, but he's able to march these guys almost out of the charge arc of both units. The Black Orcs could see that last orc on the back, or ogre on the back, by almost a dice off roll. It was very, very, very close, and you know, my opponent gave it to me. I think I had it, you know, but you know, that was a nice move. He bails those guys out of there. The lead belchers move up just about so many inches and lay some more shots into the orcs, so they're still a threat for a charge. But my Black Orcs do get into the back of the ogres, and I charge it with my chariot as well in the flank. So he elects to move a couple of his characters into the make way. I think his champion took a challenge with my general, and his other characters were able to come up and throw some attacks as well. So I don't remember exactly which characters were fighting, but the bad thing about being in the back is, you know, you can only make way to base contact. You can't make way to supporting attack. So although he could, I think he maybe got one against the chariot there, but I beat him. Do a pretty good amount of damage. I beat him and I pursue. He had killed the chariot outright, so I didn't have that Swiss stride roll, and he's able to get away. So that is unfortunate, because unless those guys are dead, that's a huge amount of points, and they are still very killy. The BSB did die on the flea though, so that was nice, and the banner's gone. So that took off a bunch of extra wounds and abilities just by the flea. So that's kind of where we're sitting at, but you can see I'm giving the flank of my Black Orcs to the Lead Belchers. So this is really just a punch game. I mean, if I could have caught those guys, that would have pretty much been it, but I didn't, so he's still got some life left in him. And the Lead Belchers do declare charge against the flank of my Black Orcs, and they're within, I think, their base move, so that's not a big deal. If my Black Orcs can hold, I should be steadfast. He didn't roll the Ogre charge, or where he gets the D3, so he does do some impact hits. But I've got some wounds to give away, and I need to take off 2 off the back rank to get him down to 1 rank, so I can be steadfast a little more. My general does make way, and with my general's attacks and whatnot, you know, I think I'll be okay. So he does rally the other ogres, by the way. So, you know, they're there. So it's getting really tight. I gotta survive this fight and charge my big guns into the side of those guys, and you know, just a grudge. Lots of combat, lots of attacking, lots of dice being rolled. I do get my hatred again because it's a new combat. So I'm able to knock 2 off the back. So he was 4 in the front rank and 2 in the back. So thank goodness, by the hair of my chinny chin chin, I'm steadfast, because I have 2 ranks. Basically, 1 guy there kept me steadfast. Basically, my general throwing out his attacks. So whew, that was almost it, because he would have been able to overrun, you know, and get away from the big one. So wow, that was close. So he does reform, so he's 3 by 3 again. So, but my Black Orcs are heavily depleted. There's only 10 left. So I charged the. Obviously, I'm gonna have to charge the Lead Belchers in the flank with my big uns. I do have a Black Orc boss in there. My Savages are somewhere wandering around on the right-hand side of the board with my Trolls. You know, they're there. So there's some Trolls. They were in leadership bubble by just a little bit. They declare a long charge against the front of the Lead Belchers, so they're in there. My Chariot, I was going to charge the side of the Iron Guts, but that was ridiculous, so I just charged it. I had a nice little hole there, so I charged the Lead Belchers. I charged the flank of the Iron Guts with the big uns, so I've got a lot coming in there. I got some impact hits, I've got some Trolls, and I've got a couple of the big uns, plus the main thing there, combat resolution, you know, and negating and adding in the combat resolution is really flank, 3 ranks, banner, and BSB, so where they're bringing their most. So, you know, we roll up, we start rolling a bunch of dice again, and I think I'm, you know, obviously this is not where you want to be if you're an ogre, but he still has this giant Gutstar there, and, you know, if he can get that stuff out of his way and charge my general's unit and kill it, you know, that's with killing the general, that's like 900 points. So the unit's like 5 something, and the general's 350 and plus 100. But so it's definitely a slugfest. And well, I guess just took tons of pictures, as this was such a key battle. I just kept snapping pictures, I guess. And here's post-combat. I don't think I killed the lead belchers to a man, but my big uns are able to catch them, run them down, and hit into the edge of his iron guts. I elect to reform my trolls and my black orcs. I got my black orcs kind of in a conga line-ish. They're 2 by 5 facing the ogres, and same with the trolls. They're 2 by 3, just because I can't get much in there, and I don't want my general's unit in there because that's a lot of points I could lose. So I overrun there and clip him. So we'll roll that combat, and then he's gonna obviously reform into more fighting ability, but you know, kind of a nice hold that unit in place so he can't go wipe out my general. And here's my savages. They're coming a little late to the fight. They're working their way across the board. I think I might have had some animosity issues with them earlier as well. So they're really the only unit that I have that's subject to animosity problems. And almost my entire army is immune to. I have the big uns that are not immune to psychology, and then I have the savages that have animosity. So he reforms after that combat, and on his turn, he's dealing out the death. I think he put that they were in 3 ranks, and then he elects to, at the end of the combat, reform again and go, I think, 5 across. I mean, because he's throwing tons of attacks. He's got characters in there. I think he split the brains of my. Oh no, yeah, he issued a challenge. So he issues a challenge, and I moved my BSB to the back. And I mean, I don't think that he's going to be able to do anything. I know I can't use my reroll because I took off, but I'm just thinking, well, I'll keep him alive for a turn or 2, and then maybe I'll accept one of these challenges later on. So I just keep refusing challenges, and he reforms, and my guys are still in the front, so I do charge the trolls in. However, they're 2 by 3, so I'm only clipping that character there on the side, so I can't throw a whole lot, and I'm steadfast, and I'm steadfast, and I'm steadfast, and I'm rolling basically with no reroll. I'm rolling an 8 or a 9 because I'm steadfast, so 9, no reroll, and I'm passing, and I'm passing, and the trolls charge in, and the trolls charge, they just do nothing. And so this is the last turn, and you can see I've got 5 guys in the back rank. Actually, because I had kept refusing challenges, my Black Orc BSB, I had him back towards the edge of the tray, and I'm taking off orcs by like the bucket full. I'm just pulling them off. He's doing so many. And I'm able to at least strike ahead of him because he's gray weapons, so I'm taking out a base or 2. But yeah, so I thought that I was not steadfast, and I would have needed snake eyes. And actually, the trolls, they I think flee right here, so they wouldn't have been holding them up. And that's 575 points plus the BSB and his points. But then I'm like, wait, this guy's not dead. And so when I fill him back into the unit, I'm steadfast 9. So that ends the game. I don't score that unit because I think that's the champion left. Or maybe I do score the unit. That might be that's a character, I think. But anyway, it turns out to be a 20-0 orc win. But it was an awesome game, fun opponent, just lots of dice and lots of dying. So it's a great game, and I'm happy to end on a win. So I beat my Adepticon record. Yay! Thanks for watching. So in conclusion, for the whole tournament, I had a really good time. I was able to finish, 2 wins, better than my Adepticon. With my one-dimensional army, I still was in the fight, I thought, in quite a few of those battles, and plan to, go back to the drawing board, probably drop those trolls, go down to the 2 mega units and add some magic, and go from there. So I'm looking forward to rewriting my list and getting out there and fighting. couple things I want to mention was how great Games Workshop was. It's great that they're dabbling their foot back into sponsoring some events. So any tournament organizers out there, shout out to Games Workshop and say kudos to you or whatnot, whatever venue or avenue that you do that in, because I think it'd be great if they get it back into the tournament scene. And I just wanted to tell all my opponents that I faced this weekend that I really had a good time, and I hope that you did too. There was something else I wanted to mention, but I don't remember what. I ended up not winning Best Painted, but I knew I would not. I got a few conversions and some little stuff in there, but it was nice to get the nod. My buddy Alan had a great weekend. This was his first big tournament, 2-day tournament. He didn't do so well in the battle points. Oh, battle points. I ended up with the actual official score sheet. They messed up and gave both of us, me and my opponent, a 0-0. So when you put it in, I actually scored 40 points, and with my paint score and everything, I think I would have finished around 30th. 30 out of like 48 on the low end, but yeah, had a good time, and that's what it's all about. So thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll try to get some more reports up as soon as I play some games. Bye.